Tonight at 9. To vax or not to vax?
I would not take the vaccine.
We talk to Texans about what they'll do when COVID-19 vaccines become available.
Plus, on the run for 15 years, a mother and boyfriend disappear into thin air.
Somebody's helping them. I don't know who. They don't realize that they're helping a monster. We don't even know where she's at. Every birthday, every holiday.
Why her own children say they need to be put behind bars. Yami Virgen investigates. And
Rising above, how one local woman is now defying all odds after losing her son and her home on one horrific night.
this is Fox News at 9.
At the top first on Fox, good news and new developments on the COVID-19 vaccine front. First, it was Moderna. Now Pfizer announcing today their vaccine is also 95% effective in preventing the coronavirus. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Ryan Wolf.
And I'm Camilla Rambaldi. Tonight, we're also learning about what vaccine distribution will look like right here in San Antonio. Metro Health and the Office of Emergency Management have created a COVID-19 vaccine implementation committee. Over 60 different organizations are on that board, including healthcare providers, pharmacies, and faith-based organizations. Once the vaccine is available for distribution, the mayor says Metro Health will follow CDC and Texas Department of Health Services guidance on allocation of the vaccine.
Initially, there will be a limited supply of COVID-19 vaccine. So therefore, the local vaccination efforts will focus first on critical population groups as defined by the CDC.
Those critical groups include first responders, healthcare workers, and those at high risk for severe illness. We have a link to the full details on this vaccine plan right now on foxsanantonio.com. While Pfizer and Moderna scramble to figure out the best way to distribute their respective COVID vaccines, many are trying to decide whether they will take the vaccine at all. Fox San Antonio's Robin Ogenye brings us both sides of the vaccine debate.
My wife and I both volunteered to have the vaccine or placebo administered to us.
I would not take the vaccine. I actually don't take any vaccines.
A recent poll by Gallup shows 58% of Americans would get vaccinated for COVID-19. The reason most cited for not getting the vaccine? It's too soon.
It may have given them enough evidence that there are not significant immediate reactions, but there's no way to look at long-term.
Area doctors agree. It's true that the longer a vaccine is in a trial, the more time developers have to discover its adverse effects. But they're saying that doesn't mean a vaccine shouldn't be utilized.
Depending on the percentage of people who decide to forego the vaccine, it may be difficult, if not impossible, to establish what's called herd immunity, which is somewhere in excess of 60% of the population.
That same poll by Gallup shows 49% of Americans between the ages of 45 to 64 are willing to get the vaccine. That's up from 36% in September. It also says 12% of people polled have a general distrust of vaccines.
I'm more concerned about the adverse effects long-term of a vaccine than I am of getting the disease itself.
Only time will tell, but health officials are erring on the side of the vaccine.
I'm going to recommend that every individual in our society get the vaccine. And
Robin Ogenye, Fox News at 9.
All right, let's check out the latest coronavirus case numbers released by the city and county tonight. 336 new cases confirmed. That brings the total here to 70,894. Sadly, 3 new deaths to report. Our local death toll now at 1,307. And developing right now, local bars are worried they may have to shut back down again. That's right. County Judge Nelson Wolf says that's what may have to happen if the positivity rate climbs over 10% for 2 consecutive weeks. Currently, it's at 9.4%. The judge's comments are not sitting well with bar owners who are upset that an exemption is made for bars that sell food.
Does COVID-19 not hit people that eat food in a bar? So I think it's unfair, and they're targeting us.
Judge Wolf's office tells us they are aware of less than 2 dozen alcohol-only bars here in the county. That's far below the 400 local bars the Texas Alcoholic Beverage Commission says have not acquired food licenses.
To new information now and some good news about school attendance rates, but there's also some concerning news that comes with it. So the good news, several local school districts are reporting high attendance rates for kids who are learning both at home and in the classroom. But some districts say more student failure rates, particularly for students in high school, are higher than ever before.
We have right now about 21% of our high schoolers who are failing at least one subject.
We also checked in with Northside ISD. While their attendance rate is high, 97%, they are also seeing a higher number of student failing. Right now, there's a push by Texas lawmakers to cancel the STAR exams for students this year. They say because of the pandemic, students may now be behind in many subjects. The Texas State Teachers Association is also in favor of this move. We have reached out to the Texas Education Agency on their plans, and we will let you know when we hear back from them.
Melissa Vega at the live desk, where tonight Texas Senator Jose Mendoza of San Antonio is also chiming in on the STAR test issue. The senator on Twitter thanking State Representative Diego Bernal for sending a bipartisan letter signed by other Texas lawmakers requesting the STAR test be canceled. Senator Menendez saying that tomorrow he's going to ask his colleagues in the Senate to join him in those efforts. Again, a lot of moving parts here. Clearly, we have lawmakers who support canceling the STAR test. Of course, we will continue to follow the very latest for you.
I mean, we cannot work from home. We have to be here.
New at 9 tonight, another Via driver testing positive for COVID-19. Fox San Antonio's Alejandro Guzman spoke with the local drivers union, who says while Via has taken steps to protect them, more can be done.
I kept telling him, why aren't they shutting down? But he's like, if we shut down, I mean, the city doesn't go anywhere.
Marcia de la Hunt recalls a brief conversation she had with her husband, Timothy de la Hunt, in June before he lost his battle with COVID-19.
This pain that we're going through, that I had to, hold my kids at his burial of their dad, it's not worth it. It's not worth just going to get a burger or just to leave the house.
Tim was an essential worker, a Via employee of nearly 3 decades.
This is how many employees have been affected by this pandemic.
To date, 144 employees have contracted COVID, 78 operators, 41 maintenance workers, and 38 administrators who Via says recovered and returned to work. Right now, they have 10 active cases.
It seems like every day, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. It's beginning to go back up.
Last month, Via started installing these shields.
It's a nice door. I'm not going to say it's not. And it does protect us pretty good. It's better than the shower curtains we had.
With Via and the city of San Antonio seeing an increase in the positivity rate, the local driver union's president says he's requested that Via employees be tested regularly.
We don't know who has it. There's a lot of people that are asymptomatic. They get on the bus. We don't know if we get in on the bus, even though we're wearing masks.
Tonight, we reached out to Via and received this statement. It says Amaya was told that on-site testing would not be made available at this time and was reminded that there are existing and expanding options for employees to receive COVID-19 testing, including through the city of San Antonio's testing services for frontline workers or through their respective health provider. Alejandro Guzman, Fox News at 9.
On the run for 15 years for allegedly sexually abusing children. Now the victims are coming forward.
Investigators say he took his drug dealing to social media. How they tracked him down and what else besides the drugs they found in his apartment. But first, let's check in with Alex for your weather right now.
Oh, the winds of change are coming around, and they're coming around out of the south, and we all know what's south of us. It's the Gulf of Mexico. We'll tell you what that impact is going to have on the rest of the week.